The story, the true story of these Formula One race car drivers. You have James Hunt and Niki Lauda. Famous, legendary guys. Right? Both of these guys exuded belief. Right? I mean, this guy Hunt was just this personality, this character. He had a swagger. Right? He just thought he could do anything. Yeah, technically he wasn't that great, but you know, he just believed so much in his God-given talent that he could do anything, that he could win and be the top Formula One race car driver in the world. Alternatively, you had Niki Lauda, this guy here, on the other end. Niki, he didn't have the swagger, but he was so technically adept. The man could literally, supervise a bunch of mechanics, tell them how to take the car apart and how to put the car back together to gain just a few extra seconds in their racing ability. That's how powerful his technical ability and his understanding of the machine was. And so he believed so much in his technical ability that he should be the world's top Formula One race car driver. Now, both of these guys, I'm not ruining anything for you with the story, but both of these guys were top of the game. Both of them. And I got to tell you, listen, belief is a wonderful thing. If you actually have the good fortune to just have that innate swagger or to have that brilliant technical mind, wow, you won the genetic lottery, right? But there are so many people who have made it in this life who didn't have Hunt's swagger and who didn't have Lauda's technical ability, but somehow they rose to the top. Let's go to the next slide, please. But here's what the behavioral psychologists will tell you, and they're right. I got to tell you, they're right in one thing, that if you do have that belief, then success is nearly guaranteed, because what they say is, if you have this innate belief in yourself, it gives you a massive upgrade in your potential, right? In your capacity, because potential, what does that mean? That means your capacity to act. They say when you believe in yourself with absolute certainty, what happens is that you have a massive upgrade in your potential to achieve great things. And once you have massive potential to act, you take action. You get off the couch. You take step number 1 and step number 2 and step number 3. And then you get results. The positive of which leads you to even stronger belief, which gives you a more massive upgrade in your potential, which pushes you to take even more action, which gives you even better results, and you now have a very positive feedback loop. Right? And success begets success. Change the slide, please. But what if you lack faith? What if you're simply just unsure of yourself? What if you're not James Hunt? Believes he could do anything, even though he had no technical ability, or very limited. Look at this. Now, I find your lack of faith disturbing, right? But look, at one time or another, a lot of us lack faith. What then? Like I said, are we doomed? Are we finished? Is it game over? Have a look at this. Anyone know this guy?
Yep.
Roger Federer. Look at what he said. I'm very proud of all the records I've achieved. When I was a kid, I never thought I would be so successful. Never thought I'd be so... You always hear these stories. I always knew I was going to be a great success. From the time I was born, I knew I would be best of the best. Well, not Federer. And somehow, look what he's gone on to achieve. Next slide. Anyone know this guy? Rory McIlroy. Look what he said. To be honest, I never thought I would be contending in majors so soon. But after top 3s in the last 2, you have to be thinking to yourself that winning one is a possibility. All of a sudden now he's thinking one may be a possibility? What about when he started? Shouldn't he have been believing back then that I'm gonna win a major one day? Apparently not. Anyone know Taylor Swift? Listen to this. Asked what she would have thought had someone told her 10 years ago that she would be famous by the age of 18, she said, I thought I was going to do what my parents did. They went to college. They went into business. And I loved music. But I never imagined that I would actually get to do this as a job. I never imagined that the unattainable thing that I dreamed about could happen to me. What? I thought you need to believe in yourself with absolute certainty. Anyone know Serena Williams? Serena Williams admitted that she never thought she would win Wimbledon again after suffering a life-threatening illness a few years ago, but has now warned her rival she is planning for much more success, having tasted Grand Slam victory once more. Next slide. Beyonce. I never imagined the extent of what I've achieved. I never imagined the awards. I never imagined the movies. I still can't believe it. Next slide. So, yeah, I have a different formula. I have a different feedback loop that I have counted on my entire life and that I've seen work time and time again, not just for myself or the people that I've worked with, but for the personalities and superstars you've just seen. And that is this. You don't have to have belief to take action. How many people have found themselves in positions where they've had no choice? Whether they believed something good was going to happen or not, they had to carry on. They had to move forward. They had to take the next step. It all begins with action. Action is where it begins. You take the first step, regardless of whether you have faith that it will work out or not. You just get moving. And when you get moving, you get results, the positive of which, surprise, surprise, will lead to belief. All of a sudden, like if you look back at what Serena said, right? All of a sudden now I got to believe, McElroy said, all of a sudden I've got to believe that winning these are now a possibility, right? It's only after a lot of those superstars actually tasted success that they started believing in themselves. Before that, they didn't, right? And then what happens when you have that kind of belief? You have a massive upgrade in your capacity, your potential, your power to act, which leads to more action, which leads to more results, which leads to more belief. And there you have a feedback loop that works for everyone, for anyone, in any circumstance. Yeah? Action wins the day.